All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out today. So it's our March general body meeting today, and we're just going to talk about a few things, mainly just figuring out what's in store for the rest of the semester, what types of events we like to do, and just to kind of catch up with one another. So here's the plan for today. So our co-chairs of outreach are not here today, but once they are here, they will be introducing themselves. And then we'll do some photos from our fundraising event. We won't be doing the speed dating thing today, but we can actually, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it today. And we'll talk about some of our next big events, future events, and just a happy spring break. So first, I'm going to skip over this because they're not here. But I do have a pretty special announcement. And it is that we actually reached our goal of $300. I'm sorry, 300 or 250 for the walk in the park. And I would like to really thank Nikki and Caroline for donating so much money. Each of them donated over $100. And so if they were here today, and unfortunately neither of them can be here today, I would have presented them with their shirts. So it's a really cute shirt. I'll show it on camera. It's like really cute. So whenever I see them again, and if you're listening to this video, I will give it to you. So, so shout out to them. And as I mentioned before, I will be keeping my promise, and I will be throwing a little something probably towards the end of the semester. So excellent work. I think I was really taken aback when I saw it. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that is a lot of donations, but awesome work. We definitely have made an impact, and I'm 100% sure that like AFA New York recognizes that as well. So keep up the good work, and we are actually going to talk about other things that we've done and been successful at, not to brag, but so we're going to keep up this momentum though. So the second thing I want to talk about was our Valentine fundraiser. So very big success. We made over $100, and thank you again to everyone who helped, especially shout out to Leah, shout out to Casey and Caitlin. So all of you helped. So we're gonna do more activities like this in the future. These are some pictures that people have edited of me saying that I was the capitalist propaganda. So yeah, so and then we'll figure out in the future what types of fundraisers we'll be doing, but it was really successful, and it's something that we want to keep doing. Okay? All right. So kind of now moving on to what we want to be doing. So we're going to kind of split up now with doing the speed dating thing. So we're just going to kind of form two lines and then talk to each other about the following things, just in case, we don't really know each other that well, though some of us may know each other more than others. Let's kind of just stand up and like do a little rotation little thing. So two lines. So Caitlin and Casey will stay here. I'll be here with Leah. And then we'll talk to the person across from us for about 2 minutes about all these issues. And then after the 2 minutes, we'll rotate. Okay?
We're standing up.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Casey. My name is Jason. I am a third year biology Spanish major with a minor in anthropology. I'm from the University of New York.
Wow.
What is your name?
My name is Kenzie. I'm a third year.
So you probably will get it.
I know,
Okay.
but I want to raise awareness about it, especially with minorities.
Yeah, so there is. Right.
And especially for kids too. My personal opinion, that are kids, especially any fun plans?
Me. I am fun plan. Yeah. I think the issue with Alzheimer's is basically something we want to do, but it's a addressing kind of how you know the younger generation affect by these issues, and then also figure out how just the broader issue of like student health, like mentally and physically, because these diseases on older people take a toll, of course. So like I'm curious about like how what's the appropriate ways to like kind of accommodate for maybe really bad illnesses like this, or like death in family, in school. So like I think that's something and any fun spring break plans? We'll see how far we get with the clock. Mardi Gras? Oh, where's one of Mardi Gras? That is it, like Mardi Gras. Is that after the 40 days? Oh, yeah.
We'll have to get to
Well, I'm gonna not make you do it. So I'm gonna make so I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Yes, that one you could do, but I also want to do that with yeah, I need to delegate the task better. And do this up. I don't know. Let's switch. How should we do it? I was thinking of one like that way, so I would feel you to do that.
Oh. Nice. No worries.
Sit there for a little bit.
Yeah.
So sit there and stare.
Year or two.
One more switch.
Okay. Well, oh.
I didn't always tell it. Right? So what are your plans for you? Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, this is what so we're kind of
I just this week.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. Very busy.
Yeah, so maybe, we might stop at falling for.
Stuff like that's a lot. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I would not like that.
Almost there. I'm positive. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's exciting.
So I don't know about this organization until I have one. And I love to work with them. So, and I really want to start.
Well, I go to Stanford. Yeah, with the art school. Like in
So I contacted them. But it's really from the back story because like my father taught me that so it's about school. It has like which is honestly like
They're so lucky.
one of the saddest parts of it is like in addition to this, so that's kind of like stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, really? I never heard of it. Oh, wow.
Even like for instance,
Really
yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a great one for things someone.
Yeah.
Awesome. You did a great job. I know.
Yeah.
I know. All right, Tay. Let's sit back down and talk about some more things. Okay, that was wonderful. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciated that. Okay, so we're gonna talk now about more of our future events. Oops, excuse me. So this is kind of a tentative timeline. Things could change, but this is not right. This is the thing I want to talk about first. So we have our next big event, which is the reading dancing with granddad to elementary school students. So shout out to Casey again for organizing this. So what's great is that we have the connection, but we just need to plan the date. So yeah, so again, I think I've showed this in previous meetings, but I'll show you the books again. I can pass them down. So they're just like children's books, and they're really cute. They're like, you know, we'll be reading to the kids and stuff. So I'm gonna pass these down so you can look through them. So I think the plan with this is that if you're interested in this, we'll have you sign out a form after spring break. But I think that it's also important that when we are doing this kind of activity, we need to first meet as a group, like as AFA volunteers, to make sure we understand what we're doing in terms of reading to these kids, because I have a feeling that, you know, the kids will probably ask questions about some things, or or you might want to ask some questions to them. So I think it's important that we prepare also for how we approach reading to kids. So it's not just reading to kids, right? It's reading to kids, but also facilitating the discussion. And we need to figure out, and we will do like kind of like a preparation for that too. So we'll organize all this stuff and figure out like transportation. And then, but we'll also have to do like kind of a preparation to talk about, okay, what's, if someone asks you this question about this and it comes off as maybe insensitive, it's like, oh, like that's dumb. Like, no, because they're kids. They're like, oh, that's dumb. How can you just forget something? How do you address that? Even if the teacher's there, you're the one responsible for representing AFA and also representing like the education of Alzheimer's to these kids. Okay. So if you speak Spanish, that's also a really good perk because we have the Spanish version as well. But I'm really excited for this because this will be kind of our direct interaction with the community. So this will be at a later time, sometime in March after spring break. And you'll hear more about that then. But I'm really excited for this. So now I'm going to talk about more of like our tentative timeline. So this is February, we had our Valentine's fundraiser. March, we're going to be doing this, and then we're also going to open our submission for the stories of Alzheimer's. So you don't have to be directly affected by Alzheimer's to submit. It's basically kind of like our tribute or our material memorial for people's stories of Alzheimer's here at UVA, because that's not something that's had, or that's not something that's really published a lot of times, like how people experience maybe death of a loved one or secondary death of a loved one through losing someone mentally, at least, right? So we want to figure out, and my board members and I will figure out how to best collect submissions from people. And again, you don't have to be affected by Alzheimer's. It's maybe what you think about it, like, oh, I don't know anyone who has Alzheimer's, but this is what I think. And then you could submit it to whatever system we figure out. And we accept all types of entries, so photos, writing, poetry, art, anything. And we hope, and I will collaborate with the professor on this, to somehow donate it to the Special Collections Library. And I think that'd be a really neat, nice way to put our history into UVA directly. In March or April, we will figure out when, again, these are tentative, but these are the plans. We'll have another fundraiser type event. And then in April, we're gonna have our goodie bag event. I'm not sure if everyone was there last time, but were you there, Leah, last time? No, but this is really fun. So we just all like sat around at a table and like made goodie bags, and, like talked and like had snacks, and it was really just like fun because it was like we laughed a lot, and like we were making goodie bags specifically for like the caregivers of Alzheimer's, so like nursing home facilities, even though nurses, doctors, etc. But it's a really, and we like wrote notes to them, and it's a really wonderful way to indirectly impact our community, but also, let them know that we're supporting them in the meantime. I would like to do a collaboration with Adopted Grandparent, and we'll talk more about that later, because right now I'm focused on this Dancing with Granddad reading. This Alzheimer's kids competition, I'm putting a question mark because that's a lot of work, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that, depending on what the board members' availabilities are and the amount of effort they want to put into it. So I'm putting a question mark there, although I'd love to do it. And we could do it, I'm not entirely sure. And what this is basically, for people who don't know what a case competition is that they'll probably be given, so it's a competition, you form groups, and the task will be probably, design it or you'll be receiving a task for your group, and you'll have to make a creative presentation to basically address the task in front of a panel of judges. And so the task might be like, create a technological innovation to better support caregivers of Alzheimer's. And then you'll be given a lot of sources, data and stuff, and things you have to find yourself too. And then in your group, you'll have to design some type of methodology intervention and then present that in front of a panel of judges, which we would get from AFA, because they have a lot of medical doctors, lots of social workers who would judge the efficacy of those our interventions. And whichever group has maybe like the innovation they think is best gets maybe a monetary prize, first place, second place, third place, etc. So that actually might be also a really good way to branch yourself out into the community in general. But it also, again, it depends on what we're willing to put into it. And then we had last during COVID, we're all's ears, this kind of like interactive speaking thing. I would like to bring that back. So if we could talk to maybe someone through Zoom or through in person, kind of as a guest speaker, but more interactive, that'd be very nice as well. And then May is kind of when will be the end of everything. So we'll have our final conclusions, the submissions will be, closed, and we'll show the presentation at our final board meeting. I'm sorry, excuse me, our final general body meeting, and we'll have virtual board elections. So this is like the tentative plan, and I'm going to meet with the board to figure out which we think is like definitely happening. But these are the types of activities we want to do for the rest of the semester. And lastly, I want to talk about just all other future events, but on a more informal kind of like hangout chill level. Like, so we're obviously going to have these normal general body meetings once per month, but I think it would also be a good idea to just text in our group me or figure out something very informal just to get to know each other better and have that sense of community. To be like, oh, does anyone want to study at Clem together, on a random night, and just like, just to have some company or to casually hang out or grab meals together. And I think, yeah, this would foster our community, and it would be just a very lovely way to see each other, not in such academic volunteering contexts. So just by an informal poll, how many of you think that's a good idea and would probably do it? Just like, what do you think? Okay, yeah, so this is something that I hope that we could kind of will initiate, but I would love for this to be more, inclusive of people, not only in like the AFA environment, but just like supporting people through studying and stuff and through stress. And lastly, spread out the word to people who would be interested. Again, we don't really have a big network right now, but because we're not a CIO and we're still working on that. But if you know anyone who's interested, just let anyone on board or I know, and we'll get them incorporated into our community. So with that, just want to wish everyone a wonderful spring break, and we'll be in touch soon and we'll get our projects on the road. So thank you for coming today.